Hello, my name is Dr. Daniel McGarry, and I am the proud superintendent of the Upper Darby School District. This month, students, teachers, and staff across the district will be honoring the triumphs and struggles of Blacks and African Americans throughout American history through lessons, discussions, and meaningful activities. Although the theme for 2021 is the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity, there is no limit to the ways we can pay tribute to generations of Blacks, recognizing their stories, struggles, accomplishments, and contributions to this great country. This video represents some of the equity work we are engaged in through a greater focus on cultural relevance in student learning, culturally responsive teaching, and deep equity professional development, facilitated with our partnership through Corwin. We hope you enjoy the following presentations from all of the schools in our amazing and diverse district. And at this time, I would like to turn the program over to our Assistant Superintendent for Personnel and Equity, Dr. John Council. But before I do, just remember what Upper Darby stands for. It stands for opportunity, unity, and excellence. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. John Council, Assistant Superintendent of Personnel and Equity for the Upper Darby School District. Welcome to our first district-wide virtual Black History Assembly. The Districtwide Equity Leadership Team thought it was important for you to have a snapshot of the equity work that's taken place at each building throughout our district. The District Deep Equity Leadership Team was started 3 years ago, and they continue to advocate, support, and strive towards excellence through equity by creating access to culturally relevant teaching experiences. Teaching and learning is not limited to the classroom or virtual links. It is through opportunities such as this virtual assembly that we continue our commitment to engage teachers and students in learning. This team has worked extremely hard to showcase Black history at each school throughout the Upper Darby School District. I hope you enjoy this presentation and reflect on how much our equity initiative have grown over the past 3 years. As always, I thank you for your continued support, and we hope you enjoy our district-wide virtual Black History Assembly.
Hello, my name is Melissa Figueroa Douglas, Supervisor of Equity for the Upper Darby School District.
My name is Mr. Alexander Quinn. I am an equity leader from Hillcrest Elementary School.
My name is Gina Applegate, and I am an equity leader from the Upper Darby Kindergarten Center.
My name is Nina Arman, and I'm an equity leader from Drexel Hill Middle School.
My name is John Neefsey. I'm an equity leader from the Upper Darby Cyber Academy.
My name is Jennifer Teeger, and I'm an equity leader at Westbrook Park Elementary School.
My name is Terrence Williams, and I'm an equity leader from Highland Park Elementary School.
I'm Jen Lardani. I'm the equity leader over at Primus Elementary School.
My name is Allie Kelly, and I'm an equity leader from Beverly Hills Middle School.
My name is Jessica Wilson, and I'm an equity leader from Aronimink School.
My name is Marla Wormley, and I am an equity leader from Charles Kelly Elementary School.
My name is Dr. Thomas Bonanno, and I'm an equity leader for the Upper Darby High School.
My name is Megan Glacken, and I'm an equity leader from Stonehurst Hills Elementary School.
My name is Shanna Pryor, and I am an equity leader from Bywood Elementary School.
My name is Alana Carroll, and I am an equity leader from Walter M. Senko Elementary School.
I'm Mrs. Ebony Sims, Human Resource Specialist for the Upper Darby School District. But today, I am here as a community member and parent of a Highland Park student. Black History Month is important to me because we need to know our history. Our history is the history of all Americans.
The achievements, contributions, and struggles of African Americans is America's history that all Americans should know, learn about, and understand.
But it's also a time for us to take pause and acknowledge that not only did these achievements continue far before and beyond Dr. King's dream, yet they continued in spite of a system created to dim and diminish the light of the Black community.
The more we know of events of the past, the better chances we have to change the future. And each chance has a face.
It is important that our youth, our Black and brown, find hope in the stories of their ancestors, and that all of our youth can begin to dispel the myths that the color of your skin or where you come from is a scar that is something to be ashamed of.
Students, school, and community identity, diversity, and representation in social, racial, and historical contexts will continue to move us forward in hopes of a better future.
Our kids need to know that they can be active participants in change, and the role models celebrating during this time can be their guiding light. I feel it is our job as educators to teach our students their history and put in the work to form a generation of anti-racist children.
The District-Wide Equity Leadership Team thought it was important to acknowledge and focus on our royal family throughout the district. The District-Wide Equity Leadership Team has worked extremely hard to share a snapshot of history, talent, and family from each school throughout the district.
We'd like to begin our program with Bywood Elementary School 5th grader Caden Rankins performing a song selection.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Students from the Upper Darby Kindergarten Center present the poem, Go to the Back of the Bus, Rosa Parks.
The Upper Darby Kindergarten Center presents Go to the back of the bus, Rosa Parks. Go to the back and stay. No, I want my date, that's unfair. And I'm just too tired today. But everyone knows the rules of parks. Everyone knows if you're black, you can't eat at white restaurants. And on buses, you sit in the back. So now it's time to move Rosa's Parks. No, I'm not moving at all. I've got a voice and I'm going to use it. And thousands will hear the call. We're come to sit with you, Rosa Parks. People black and white, that's it. We're come to change America and bring equality here to stay.
I'm now proud to present students from Charles Kelly Elementary School, reciting notable speeches from Martin Luther King Jr. and President Barack Obama.
My name is Parisha Carter, and I will be reciting the I Have a Dream speech made by Martin Luther King Jr. I say to you today, my friends, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream, that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Thank you.
My name is May, and I am going to be doing a speech by President Obama. America, we have come so far. We have seen so much, but there's much more to do. So tonight, let us ask ourselves, should our children live to see the next century? What change will they see? What progress will we have made? This is our chance to answer that call. This is our moment. This is our time to put our people back to work and open doors of opportunities for our kids, to restore prosperity and promote the cause of peace, to reclaim the American dream and reaffirm the fundamental truth that out of many we are one. While we breathe, we hope, and where we are met with cynicism and doubt, and those who tell us we can't, we will respond with the timeless creed that sums up spirits and people. Yes, we can.
We are proud to present third grader JT from Garrettford Elementary reading the poem Mercy.
Mercy by Nikki Giovanni. She asked me to kill the spider. Instead,
I got the most peaceful weapons I can find. I take a cup and a napkin. I catch the spider, put it outside, and allow it to walk away. If I'm ever caught in the wrong place, at the wrong place, just being alive and not bothering anyone, I hope I'm greeted with the same kind of mercy.
We are now proud to present Highland Park Elementary School students who are presenting their quotes from Black historical figures.
You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take a life of its own. Michelle Obama.
My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Maya Angelou. You have the right to be involved. You have something important to contribute, and you have to take the risk to contribute it. Mae Jemison, first African-American female astronaut.
I always believe that when you follow your heart or your gut, when you really follow the things that feel great to you, you can never lose, because settling is the worst feeling in the world. Rihanna.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Persevere, that's what I always say to people. There's no easy route. Lonnie Johnson, engineer and inventor of the Super Soaker water gun.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Muhammad Ali.
Girls of all kinds can be beautiful, from the thin, plus size, short, very tall, ebony to porcelain skin, the quirky, clumsy, shy, outgoing, and all in between. It's not easy though, because many people still put beauty in a confining, narrow box. Think outside of the box. Pledge that you will look in the mirror and find the unique beauty in you. Tyra Banks.
Smiling is the best way to fix every problem, to crush every fear, and to hide every pain. Will Smith.
The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X.
You have the power to change perception, to inspire and empower, and to show people how to embrace complications and see the flaws and the true beauty and strengths that's inside of us. Beyonce.
A person has to remember that the road to success is always under construction. You have to get that through your head, that it is not easy becoming successful. Steve Harvey.
We have a powerful potential in our youth, and we must have the courage to change old ideas and practices so that we may direct their power toward good end. Mary McLeod Bethune, American educator.
You are not judged by the height you have risen, but the depth you have climbed. Frederick Douglass. I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up. Rosa Parks.
Anyone who claims to be a leader must speak like a leader. That means speaking with integrity and truth. Kamala Harris.
At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you have accomplished. It's about what you have done with those accomplishments. It's about who you have lifted up, who you have made better. It's about what you have given back. Denzel Washington.
You can't let your failures define you. You have to let them teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently next time. Barack Obama.
Diversity is about all of us and about us having to figure out how to walk through this world together. Jacqueline Woodson, award-winning author of books for children and teens. Being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. Amanda Gorman.
Bywood Elementary School is proud to present a poem presented by Natalie DeConte Isaac.
Hello, my name is Natalie, and I'm going to be reading a poem by Conti Cullen. This poem was made during and for the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was basically a time when Black people moved to the North from the South seeking better opportunities.
Hey black child, do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be? If you try to be what you can be. Hey black child, do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn? If you try to learn what you can learn. Hey black child, do you know who you are? Do you know you're strong? I mean really strong? Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey black child, do you be what you can be? Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do, and tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
Back home at Stonehurst Hills Elementary School, we have students from all grades, kindergarten through 5th, who were chosen by their teachers to represent our school. Chadwick Boseman had an incredible impact on the world, but especially our students. They will be reciting inspirational quotes from a true superhero.
We will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot, we must not.
We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other. Now more than ever, the illusions of divisions threaten our very existence.
We all know the truth more connects to us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
We at the Upper Darby High School dedicate our contribution to the class of 2021. These words of encouragement are meant to motivate our alumni to create the changes needed for a more equitable and just society.
Hello, my name is Barbara Benglan, and I'm very proud to present to you two wonderful seniors, Gavin Williams and Jason Brown, who will perform the song Glory from the movie Selma, an iconic movement that occurred in 1960 to establish voting rights led by the Dr. Martin Luther King. In the original song that you may have heard in the movie, it was performed by John Legend and the rapper Common. Today, again, I am proud to tell you that Gavin Williams and Jason Brown, both seniors and involved very heavily in our music program, will perform this wonderful song. Thank you very much.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we'll be sure. Oh, glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapons formed against. Yes, glory is destined. Every day, women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, his spirit is revisiting us. Truant living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, it will be sure. Oh, glory. Now the world is at war, victory is at war, and we'll fight. to the finish. When it's all said and done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, oh glory. We'll cry glory, oh glory, oh glory.
Selma is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, he rose to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, the king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in the dream we had, an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win the war individually. It takes the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we'll be sure. Oh, glory. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we'll be sure. Glory.
It is now with royal pride that I introduce our Hillcrest 5th grade students who will celebrate Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, followed by our Hillcrest 4th grade students honoring 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. We will conclude with a lesson from our Hillcrest kindergartners, representing themselves as wax figures inspired by Mary Copany.
And to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Shyamala Gopalan Harris, who is always in our hearts. When she came here from India at the age of 19, maybe she didn't quite imagine this moment, but she believes so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible.
Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality, liberty, and justice for all, including the black women who are too often overlooked, but so often prove that they're the backbone to our democracy.
We can't take progress for granted.
We have to work. There's no doubt that we still have a long way to go, a long way to go.
Freedom is not free, and the price of freedom is constant vigilance.
Mary Copany did not let her age prevent her from making an impact on the dialogue around environmental racism. She wrote a letter to and invited Barack Obama to see the water crisis that was happening in Flint, Michigan. She gives voice to the unheard hardships of Americans trapped by a collapsing and toxic infrastructure. She teaches us
We're happy to now present our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade students from Walter M. Senko Elementary School, who will share with you some knowledge of African American inventors throughout history, without whom we would not live life as we know it today.
Do you need to brush your hair? Without Lydia Newman, we wouldn't be able to. She invented a strong hairbrush in 1898 when she was 13 years old.
Did you know that there are lots of people who are finding new ways to create energy? Jessica Matthew has helped
invent a soccer ball and called the socket. That is a power generator. She is taking us into the future. We can turn on lights because Lou was letting me help to invent different parts of the light bulb. Without Lou, we would not have lights today.
Do you like to cool off in the summer? Did you know Lonnie Johnson invented this super soaker in 1990? Without him, we wouldn't have this fun summer toy.
At Beverly Hills and Drexel Hill Middle Schools, not only do we want our students to know that we see their color, but that we honor it, value it, and vow to work against any form of injustice that challenges or prevents them from sharing their light with the world. Inspired by the words of the inaugural Poet Laureate, Amanda Gorman, our student representatives from both middle schools had the amazing pleasure of collaborating with their peers to present her inaugural poem, The Hill We Climb, to demonstrate their desire to work toward a more perfect union.
Here at the Upper Darby School District, we believe in togetherness, growth, and unity. As a country and a district, we can see all people uniting for a greater cause. That's why here at Beverly Hills Middle School, we decided to unite with our peers at Drexel Hill Middle School. We will be reciting Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb. It opened our eyes to the triumphs we have made as a country. She shows us that we can move mountains, open locked doors, and shoot beyond the stars. Our hope is that as a community, together we can deliver this heartwarming poem just as Amanda did for our country.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must leave. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what is just isn't always justice. And yet, the dawn is ours. Before we knew it, somehow we do it. Somehow, we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and is raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president only to find herself reciting for one.
And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge a union with a purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes, not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another.
We seek no harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hope, that even as we tried, we're tired, forever be together, victorious not because we never again know defeat, but because we never again show division. Sculpture tells us to envision that everyone should sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one should make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promise to the glade. The hill we climb only if we dare. It's because America is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we stepped into and now we repair it.
We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith, we trust. For while we have our eyes on the future,
history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it, we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So while we once asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe?
Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be. A country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inactions and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left with. Every breath from our bronze-pounded chest.
We will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hill of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation and every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge better and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there's always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
I'd like to introduce to you our very own third grader from Primus Elementary, Umu Barry, who will be reading an excerpt from the book The Undefeated by Kwame Alexander. Enjoy.
This is for the unlimited, unstoppable ones, the dreamers and doers who swim across the big sea of our imagination and show us the majestic shores of the promised land. The Wilma Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, the Ethia Gibsons, the Jesse Owenses, the Jordans and the LeBrons, the Serenas and the Cheryls, the Reese Whitleys and the undiscovered. This is for the unbelievable, the we real cool ones. This is for the unbending, the as black as the night, as beautiful ones. This is for the underdogs and the uncertain, the unspoken but no longer entitled. This is for the undefeated. This is for you and you and you. This is for us.
I'm extremely happy to present Aronimink Elementary School third grader Camille Leggett reading a beautiful quote by John Lewis.
You are a light. You are the light. Never let anyone or any force dampen, dim, or diminish your light. Release the need to hate, to harbor division, and the enticement of revenge. Release all bitterness. Hold only love, peace in your heart. Know that the battle of good, to overcome evil, is already won. John Lewis.
I am proud to introduce some awesome Westbrook Park third graders that will be sharing a few words of wisdom. Thank you, Abby Turay, Anna Majidi, Kaylee Persia, and Jeremiah Anderson for joining our district-wide Black History Month Assembly.
Good morning, Upper Darby School District. This is Abby with the few words of wisdom. In February, we set aside a special time to talk about Black History Month. It gives us a chance to celebrate African American culture and honor those who have made our country and our world a better place.
And when we learn more about each other, we find that we have many things in common. Famous African American poet Maya Angelou once wrote something. Diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in no matter what their color.
The same is true about people. We can all join together to create a better future in America. For of us, we can bring something to important our country, just like each thread in a beautiful cloth.
Take some time this month to learn more about the African American heroes that helped to make life a better place for everyone in our country. With something to think about, this is Jeremiah. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
I would like to conclude this assembly by acknowledging the history in our community. This is Thomas Garrett Jr.'s home, which is located off of Garrett Road. Garrett Road expands through Drexel Hill in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Thomas Garrett Jr. was an abolitionist and was recognized as a conductor of the Underground Railroad. Thomas Garrett Jr. was born right here in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. It was here where he cultivated his ideology that shaped his fight for abolition. It was in our school district community where the agency and reverence of freedom was shaped. The idea of a free space for everyone was created here. It was in this community that Thomas Garrett Jr. made a decision to fight for what's right, a decision to imagine the world differently and pursue it with such commitment until it became reality. Thomas Garrett Jr. supported Harriet Tubman, who was born into slavery. Harriet Tubman also imagined the world differently, and through her actions became an abolitionist and political activist, and made approximately 13 missions to help enslaved Black people escape to freedom. Black people like my ancestors. It all started with a vision, a dream, and taking courageous action needed to make the dream a reality. One of my favorite quotes from Harriet Tubman is, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world." Upper Darby, what is your dream? Remember, you have what it takes to make your dream a reality. The dream of Thomas Garrett Jr. and Harriet Tubman is tied to our school district community. We are on land where greatness started, dreams were cultivated, and the reality of freedom was ignited. Upper Darby Royals, thank you for joining us for our district-wide Black History Assembly.
Living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountain. We gon' walk it out and move mountains, and our eyes up. Our eyes like the day, our eyes up, our eyes unafraid, our eyes up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Our eyes up, high like the waves, our eyes up, in spite of the ache, our eyes up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. I know you feel like dying. Promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, take it to its feet. Move mountains. rise like the day. Our eyes up, our eyes unafraid. Our eyes up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need, all we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, oh, oh. We will rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the earth. I'll rise 1,000 times again. We'll rise up, high like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
We thank you for joining us today.
Our students are extremely proud of their work
and contribution to this assembly.
We hope you enjoyed our first district-wide Black History Assembly.
This district-wide equity team plans to host other district-wide assemblies in the future.
And will continue to strive for equity
through opportunity,
unity, and excellence.